everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video on how I practice being reflective. So it should be a short video because I don't do too much and I'm still learning, but I thought I'd share with you the things that I've been doing. So if you want to be a good clinician, you need to be reflective. And so I've thought of and over time developed two different ways where I really practice being reflective, and it has helped, and I'm still trying to learn. So if you guys have any suggestions, then please leave it down below. You can be reflective about pretty much anything and everything that you experience, and I'm talking your personal life and work life, so it can be anything. Now, I tend to reflect upon the experiences that I've found challenging or where things have gone wrong, and it provides really good learning experiences, and that's what being reflective is about. So the first way that I practice being reflective is by journaling, and I do this in two different ways. So the first way is just free-flowing, kind of all of my thoughts just on the paper, so it has no structure whatsoever. This tends to happen if I've had a difficult day at work or a difficult experience, and I just write all of my emotions, the situation, and just how I'm feeling. That tends to be when I have had a really heightened emotional reaction to whatever it is, whether it be a hard day at work or maybe a tricky client, or maybe I've experienced some kind of verbal abuse from a client, anything that is quite provocative in me. I will just put all the words onto paper, all of my thoughts onto paper, and then I'll go away, do whatever I need to do, and then when I feel more settled, I go back to that piece of writing and I read through it. In doing that, you come back to your thoughts with a fresh pair of eyes, and I think that provides a really good learning experience. And I then just think about what happened, what could I have done differently. But I think overall, having those fresh pair of eyes when you have experienced something that is quite provocative is really helpful. Now, the other way that I journal is in a more structured way, and I try to do this at least once a week, usually on a Friday afternoon. I pick any experience that I've had that week that I thought could have gone better, and I write it down. So I write down what the situation was, what went well, what went wrong, and then I think about why it might have gone wrong. So was it that there was a power dynamic between me and the other person in the situation? Was it countertransference? Was it something to do with my beliefs maybe? By thinking about why, I have a better idea of how I can improve in the future. And so say for example, if there was an issue with my beliefs and maybe that might have been getting in the way of something, then I can think about, okay, how am I going to be able to have these beliefs and stay true to them, but also be able to work efficiently and effectively. So the last kind of point in that is to think about what action I would take or what I would do in the future. And the action I could take might not be changing my behaviour. It could be reading more about a certain subject or becoming more self-aware, and maybe even just having the understanding of, okay, I need to practice this, or I need to be more aware of this. But really the final point in this structured reflective practice is to just think about, okay, what am I going to do going forward and what action will I take? And now the other way that I practice being reflective is during supervision. I have supervision once a week. So between the time when I don't see my supervisor, I kind of make mental notes of situations where I'm unsure about, or that maybe sat differently with me, and I will take them to supervision, and just like I did with the more structured version of journaling, I will then speak through it with my supervisor, and it will just open up a conversation. And because my supervisor is very good at reflecting due to their experience as a psychologist, they will then probe me with different questions, and it allows a nice form of reflection. It changes your reflection into a conversation, which I think is quite helpful, especially when they can give you like the different point of view of maybe the other person. I tend to prepare some questions that I want to ask my supervisor in relation to that experience. Another thing that I do in supervision to practice being reflective is I take articles to supervision and we read through them and we think critically about them, and that is another form of reflection. Another form of reflection which is really useful, and especially as a psychologist you need to stay up to date with research and also be able to think critically about the research that you're reading. So that being able to reflect on research in supervision I find very helpful. That's it, guys. I know there's loads of different ways that you can practice being reflective, so please leave them down below because I'm trying to get better at this and I want to be more intentional about practicing this skill. So do leave your suggestions down below, I'd really appreciate it. Give this video a big like if you liked it and subscribe for more content like this. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye!